You're a trans man and you want to be more muscular. Here's why your first step probably isn't to bulk. I'm Sam, I've been in the industry for 6 years and I've helped over 100 plus trans guys just like you who are fed up of paying for gym plans that still left them hiding under baggy t-shirts. And I've made it my mission to help as many of you with that as I can as well. Now the first 8 steps of that kind of transformation I'll link down below in the description completely for free. It's called the In Shape Trans Guy Guide and it's full of steps that you can action straight away. Now onto the video. Let's talk about why bulking might be stopping you from looking as muscular as you dream of looking. Now, first of all, I have to preface this video is obviously not going to be a one size fits all, but it's going to be for a lot of you. If you're watching this video and you are super lean, like skinny, sub 15% body fat, you need to bulk. Click off this video, go and find something about bulking. You're fine. Carry on as you are. But if you look like I used to, higher body fat levels and thinking that bulking is going to be the thing that at some point makes you look super defined and muscular, I'm here to tell you it's not. See, if your body fat levels are already too high, bulking is only going to make that worse. Because when you bulk, you gain a smidge of muscle and more body fat. So if you already couldn't see any definition, building more muscle isn't going to help with that. But before we even touch on the physique side of things, let me first cover the health stuff, which we can then bring into the physique world. See, having higher body fat levels can have negative impacts on your health. One really big thing here is insulin sensitivity. And when you have a higher body fat percentage, your insulin sensitivity can decrease, making it harder for your cells to respond to insulin. Now, your body can also end up in a low-grade inflammatory state, meaning that it's more susceptible to things like heart disease. Blood pressure can increase, your organs can accumulate fat, and on top of that, the mechanical stress on your joints increases. Think about your knees and your spine. When you're holding more body fat, they're under a lot more pressure. Now, I know that you didn't come here to be told a lesson on health benefits of being leaner, but all of that does then transfer over into a bulk. If you're leaner, you're going to have better insulin sensitivity, meaning that when you're leaner, your muscles tend to respond better to insulin. Insulin essentially helps your body to shuttle nutrients into your muscle cells. I'm talking things like glucose and amino acids. During a calorie surplus, more of the extra energy is likely to support training performance, recovery, and muscle growth rather than being stored as fat. We've then got better nutrient partitioning. Partitioning meaning where excess calories go. Now, leaner individuals often direct a larger proportion of surplus calories towards glycogen and muscle storage. But at higher body fat levels, a greater proportion of the surplus calories may end up as excess stored body fat. Lower body fat means somewhat lower inflammation. Now, as I touched on a minute ago, higher body fat percentage are often associated with greater systemic inflammation, and then in some cases, reduced anabolic signaling. This can make the muscle building process somewhat less efficient. Now, there's a key distinction that I have to make here. Being leaner doesn't necessarily increase your body's maximum muscle building capacity. Instead, it tends to improve the ratio of muscle gained to fat gained. And again, that links back to if you're already at a higher body fat percentage and you can't see any muscle definition, then going into a bulk is only going to make that worse, even if you do build some muscle. But here's the thing, I have to go back to something that I spoke about at the beginning of the video, and that's who's watching this. Because we have to define muscle versus size. Now, some people do just want that rugby body type where it's just thick and strong, and I suppose a bit more like I looked before I did a first proper cut and actually got to see some abs for the first time. Now, if that's the look that you're going for, then of course, body fat levels are going to be higher. With that, you have to accept that there might be some health implications, but if that's the physique that you're going for, that's your right. But if you were like me and that was not what you were going for and you wanted to be muscular and defined and you look like I look in this photo, or maybe even feel like you've got a bit more body fat than that, trust me, bulking is not what you need first. So if that is you and you want to know when exactly can I start bulking, the number that I like to go with is 15% body fat. Any more than that, and most of the time I'm going to tell someone to keep on dieting. It doesn't mean that you can't go lower than 15%. I mean, I've done that for photo shoots, and sometimes you might just want to be less than 15% body fat to really push yourself. But if you're genuinely just dieting because you want to get to the point where you can go on to a bulk, I think 15% body fat as a ballpark number is a fair number to shoot for. And I think understanding that you are still going to need to go on and do a bulk is really important here. Because I'm not saying for 1 second that this is going to be one dieting phase and then you've got your dream body. Absolutely not. But I'm saying that for most people, the diet is the first step in that. If you diet first, you'll see more muscle definition, which is super motivating. You'll be healthier, and then you'll be ready to go on into a bulk and build as much muscle as possible. That's everything that you need to know when it comes to my opinion on building muscle as a trans guy. And remember, if you want another 8 tips to go alongside of this video, the In Shape Trans Guy guide is linked down below in the description. And as always, I will see you a lot in the next one.